my Hobbit collection in chronological order. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Three River Books. So before I drop the camera to show you all these fantastic books, just want to give you a little bit of an insert of when The Hobbit was written. Now, I am not an expert in all things Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, JRR Tolkien. I'm just showing you a little bit of what I have. I know it's pretty popular when I showed you my other sets, so I wanted to complete it by showing you what I have for The Hobbit. Now, I'm a huge fan of The Hobbit. I love all the movies. I love all the books. And one of my own personal books is in here. The Hobbit was published on the 21st of September 1937 with a print run of 1,500 copies. With a beautiful jacket design, designed nearly by a dozen black and white illustrations and 2 red and black maps by the author himself. The book proved to be popular and was reprinted shortly afterwards. History was already being made. All right, so if you don't know J.R.R. Tolkien, with multiple languages. He was also a professor at, I believe, Oxford University. I'm not really sure. He was a professor, and he wrote The Hobbit for his children. He didn't know it was going to turn into this big fantasy, but J.R.R. Tolkien had a very large imaginative mind, and through his writings, of course, The Hobbit started it all for a story for his children, and then, of course, Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion and all the other great fantasy books that he wrote. So without further ado, let me drop the camera so I could show you my collection and give you a little bit more of a view of what we have here. All right, guys, starting with 1967. This is 1967, The Enchanting Prelude to the Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien. As you can see, this has yellow pages on it. I think you could still get these. Sorry, I got mine on eBay. And this was 95 cents at the time in 1967. You could tell there's a lot of yellowing of the pages. Okay, so that means that it's not an acid-free paper. Obviously, this was an older version of it, one of the pocket books that you can put inside your bag or pocket and just, go to the local hangout and just read your books or library. Probably the artwork on there is really, really nice, a little bit old school. It does have a statement on the back from the author. This paperback edition and no other has been published with my consent and cooperation. Those who approve of courtesy, at least to no authors, purchase it and buy no other. So this was printed by Bantam Books in the United States. And again, there was a couple of issues. If you are familiar with his writings, there was a couple unauthorized copies that came out. All right, people trying to make money on his name. He stopped that, obviously, and that's why he probably put that in there. So I like this version of it. I'm not going to read it. It's in very, very good condition, even though it has yellowing pages. There's no artwork inside. It's just a regular paperback made back in the day, and I like it for nostalgia reasons. All right, the next book in my collection, 1973. This is more of a deluxe version in green. And again, there was quite a bit of paperbacks and hardbacks that came out in between. I was born in 1972, so I was not privy to get any of those titles. These you can probably still find on a secondary market. This has a little bit of green in there, little green specks. The slip cover only has one large sticker on there, which is kind of nice. And if you open the book, it gives you a little bit of a green and black setup. I don't know if you could see that. So a lot of green, some gold foil, and it's just really well done. Again, this was reproduction selection of this book to write permission was Hugh Mifflin Company, Park Avenue South, New York. All right, Library of Congress. All right, this version of it was printed in China, but as you can see, really nice green color. It has the map, and again, all the chapter headings are in green. Let's see if it has any pictures. There are some color pictures and color art inside, as you can see that. All right, those are the great eagles, which is nice. It's on a different type of paper. Artwork of Rivendell, and a little bit of the Mountain Pass. And again, the paper is very well, I like the paper. It's more of a cardboard. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's thick paper, very, very white, and the green outline on the top is really nice as well. So really decent book. I think you can still get these. These aren't overly expensive. They were done well, but they're not like uber expensive. You could still find them on the secondary market. I keep mine just like that, no big deal, on the bookshelf, and it is a very, very nice collector's piece. All right, 1984. This is when I was a young child. I remember these books. All right, these books is The Hobbit, illustrated version by Michael Haig, or Hogue. I think I said that correctly. This is the soft cover version, all right, in a large paperback format, and this is the hardcover version. All right, we'll go over this one first. Both published the same day. I do like that Smog is on the cover, and again, you do get some artwork in there, which is really nice. You get the Wilderland, which is nice as well. You get another map. And again, this being the illustrated version, I'm not going to go through all the pictures, but it is a very large, I want to say more of a children's book, just because of its size. And again, you know, you got Bilbo in there with the spider. All right, and I think you could still buy these. I'm pretty sure you can buy these. I bought these on the secondary market. All right, again, Gandalf. All right, this is the paperback edition, and with the hardback edition, again, it's the same thing. The only difference is hardback. Nothing really that special. Still have the same artistry and prints. All right, I'll show you what it looks like with the jacket cover off. All right. It has the JRR Tolkien motif and a little bit of gold on there. All right, so that's really nice. And again, these are 1984, so they're not super expensive. If you could find one in good, decent condition. I'm not a collector as in I'm going to go resell these. I'm a collector as in I enjoy the book and I want to get different versions of it. All right, then we got the 50th anniversary gold edition. This one is used, so it is a little bit beat up. Again, I'm just buying it for the collection, not for, reselling. The 50th edition was 1987. Okay, 1987 it came out, and it has, again, nice slipcover, green and gold foil with a little bit of red on there. Inside is green. All right, and this is more of a yellowish tint to the book, but again, really nice artwork. There's not too much difference between this and the green book. This just happens to be the 50th anniversary edition. So, I guess instead of the green motif, they used a lot of the gold up at the headings and so on and so forth. This version of the book, again, there's not that much difference. If you got either one, you would serve its purpose other than the colors themselves. All right, has the nice golden edition of the map. All right, so that's the 50th anniversary edition in the gold format. All right, really nice. Let's move on to 1997. This is the actual book that I read the first time. All right, this is, who makes this? This is the soft cover or paperback edition, and it is, permission by Hugh Mifflin Company. All right, Hugh Mifflin, okay? So again, this is just a regular paperback. It is more along the lines of a trade paperback. There's nothing special in here. There is a couple of black and white pictures or photos, if you will. So you got a little bit of the Elves Gate. All right, so a little bit of the Elves Gate, trolls. All right, so there's nothing really special about this copy. You can still buy these copies. This one sells for $12. I found it on the used market for $5. It's just a paperback edition, but I do like its size, and it's very convenient to carry. You can also get the set with these that have the Lord of the Rings with the Hobbit in it. I actually have it on my shelf, and if you watch my other video, as far as the box sets, this was one of the box sets, so you can still get it. All right, also 1987. All right, this was a collaborative with Barnes and Nobles. This is The Hobbit Companion by David Day, illustrated by Lydia Postma. And again, you could still find these. This is more of a collector's collaborative. All right, so it's more about the illustrations and does have a lot of pictures in it. If you are somebody that likes fan art or wants to really get into the artwork, this is probably the book for you. Trolls and Giants, Conspiracy About Dwarves. It's just a companion. So if you don't know much about dwarves, you don't know much about hobbits, you don't know much about Hobbiton, that kind of thing, they're going to give you some more illustrations. Look, they have the Shire, all right? Shire pictures and a little bit about the history of the Baggins, the Shires, all that great stuff. So it's a very large book. This one says, exploring the brilliant web of verbal hocus pocus that JRR Tolkien delightfully spun in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Master Hobbit investigates. David Day reveals the myriad craft puns, riddles, hidden meanings, and mystical association beneath the saga's thrilling surface. Intriguing and underestimated, enchanting Tolkien's enthusiast, The Hobbit Companion can only be enhanced by enjoyment of his dark, mysterious world. All right, and then you got a dwarf down there smoking some pipe. All right, so good stuff. I liked it. It's not necessary, but I thought it was cool, and it was a Barnes & Noble's edition, so of course they had that stupid sticker on there, and it kind of ruined the book, but so be it. All right, now if you're more of a serious type of Hobbit or J.R.R. Tolkien's collector, you're probably going to want some of this, all right? So this is the 2007 History of the Hobbit edition, 3-book edition, all right? It's called J.R.R. Tolkien, The Hobbit, The History of the Hobbit by John D. I want to say this right, Rateliff, I think his name is. There was 2 books that came out before this, all right? It was The History of the Hobbit, both volumes 1 and 2, okay? Both 1 and 2, you could still buy them used, and if you get a brand new one, good luck. But they came in 2 volumes because, you know, it was cheaper to print them that way. And again, there's not many pictures in here, but again, if you want to do like a deep dive into what the Hobbit was, the story, the history of it, the making of it, all that kind of stuff, it's all in here. Okay, so book 1 and book 2, they used to go by different names. I used to have a set of them. I think I sold them by now. But what was also nice is that they also added a copy of The Hobbit in there inside this beautiful box that has got Smaug on the cover. All right. It's got the Lonely Mountain on there. So this is a beautiful edition. This edition right here is selling for about $400 for these 3 books. All right. So I'm happy to have it. I didn't pay $400 for it. I bought it quite some time ago, but I think they stopped making this. But as you can see right here, this has the red moon or the red sun and has the eagles in there. And what this symbolizes is a little bit after his original works, because again, if you're familiar with J.R.R. Tolkien, when he first published the books, the printing was not available to do all these colors. He can only do 2 colors, so he did like black and white or grays. That's all he was able to do, and a little bit of green. That's it. And just adding that just gives you a little bit of an idea of it was an after type of setup. All right. This is a beautiful book. This is The Hobbit. Okay. And this is, it's got the map on the inside cover. And again, also a Hugh Mifflin Company, 2007. This is, preface. And on the back cover, it does have the Winterland, or the wilderness, okay? So on the inside cover, there's not much there, but again, it has that nice paper. And again, just gives you a little bit more of a product. So you got this whole set. You could read The Hobbit and then read the 2 books, which is the history of the Hobbit, okay? And it's all in one really nice set. So if you have a collector or somebody that is a fan of the fan of the Hobbit, I would look at this set as an option. Again, really depends. It's a deep dive if you really want to get these books. All right, if you didn't want to get the 2 books, you can get them all in one. This is the History of the Hobbit in 1 volume edition. So everything that's written in those 2 books is written in here. Nice big old tome. As you can see, this you could still get this one. I think I got this one on eBay as well. You could also try to get it off Amazon. This one is not in the best condition, but just want to give you an idea of what it looks like with the jacket off. This is more of someone that's really, really into it. Again, it does have some pictures of the parchment. All right, and on this side as well. History of the Hobbit. And again, this is mostly text. There's not going to be too many pictures in here. There is, again, some more glossy pages in the center of the book. All right, probably some pre-production type of stuff while JRR Tolkien was sitting there trying to figure out what Mirkwood was, what type of speech, what type of text. He's putting it all. They put all that information inside this book. All right, so if you're really interested in it, this is also a good collector's edition for somebody that's really, really into The Hobbit. Again, probably can find this, and they of course, this is an older version of it. This is probably the newest version, but I'm sorry, this is more of a collector's version of it. This is more of a collector's version. This is more of just a reader type, but it's big. And of course, there's other versions that are coming out that you can probably find as well. All right, 2012, the 75th anniversary. Okay, so this is a really cool. They still sell these. This is the 75th anniversary. Give you an idea. It has like that library plastic stuff that's over it. And again, it's just super cool. I think I forget where I got this. But again, it's a small pocket edition. It's tiny. The fonts are really tiny. But it's cool because it is a collector's edition. It's something that you don't see every day. If you wanted to take it on the trail or go camping with it, you absolutely could. The pages are super white and they are thin. The thing you got to realize is if you're going to get a pocket edition, and I said this in my other reviews, that the text is going to be super small. So if you can just take a look, if this thing will focus real quick, just take a look at the text. It's super small. They also came out with a soft cover edition. All right, you've probably seen this more prevalently. This is that faux leather, and you could also get this in a box set. So you get all the leather editions in a box set, and you could also get this by itself. This is a little bit more like Bible size, but as you can see, they are both pocket editions. This is the hardcover, and this is the leather or faux leather edition. All right, super small. But again, if you just got to get into the dwarves and Bilbo Baggins, you can do that. All right, so there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm not a Kindle reader. I've never liked Kindle completely. I think it's a good product, digital readers, but it's just not for me. I just like the smell and feel of a real book. So again, these are available. All right, still has the map in there. All right, they managed to squeeze that in there as well. But 2 pocket editions, pretty damn good. I'm proud of it. I like them. All right, 2013. This I actually got for my kid. All right, my son's about 8 years old, and we try to read a couple pages every single night. The Hobbit, JRR Tolkien, illustrated by Gemma Catlin. All right, and this is all about children. Okay, you can tell on it's like a canvas outside the book. And again, I had problems with Amazon because they kept sending me dirty books. There's no cover, there's no slip cover, and whoever the dirty person is that handled this book just threw it in a box filthy. So I wasn't very happy. But again, I digress. All right, again, you're going to get a nice map. The pages are gloss finish. and every single chapter is going to have a little picture on there, a little bit of an image. The text is really, really nice and big, so you can see it. All right, somebody with my eyes right now, it's very hard to see. And even throughout the book, they managed to put pictures. So I think this version, again, somebody that has a small child, this is definitely the way to go. I mean, this is, you know, again, you're going to have to read it to them. But somebody that's young and wants to get into the world and just doesn't really know where to start, this is a great starter book. It really is nice. And again, this is also very much available. Nice pictures, very large text. The back covers are pretty plain. Back covers are pretty plain with just a green backer and the front, same thing. So I like this book. Again, you know, they're just taking something and making it better. So I'm a big fan, especially if you have children. It's a good book. All right, 2016, the Facsimile edition. All right. So if you're not familiar, if I can get it out, all right. So again, like I said, now here's the difference, all right? So you look over here, this is more of the original, all right? You can see that the moon or the sun up there is white and this is red, all right? So this is the first photo, this is the first cover that ever came out, and this was JRR Tolkien. He's the one that designed this, created it, painted it, and they put it on his book, all right? This is more of a originals copy, all right? There are the changes, I think, with Gollum are in here as well, so that's nice. So if you wanted to read an exact original version of the first Hobbit edition, this is it. All right, this is the first one. Now, a lot of people, you know, were scratching for it. I don't know if I want it, blah, blah, blah. But in the original text, I think the interaction with Gollum in the cave went a little differently, and then it was changed. This is the original version of it. Again, it's a little bit more expensive. It does come with a slip cover, so again, you're going to pay for it. But really, really nice edition. This is a collector's edition for somebody that collects The Hobbit and is a little bit older. I would definitely get them this. This is a great Christmas gift. 2021, this is the Annotated Hobbit edition, revised and expanded editions. Okay, so the completely revised and annotated, it's not only fascinating but useful. This is all the side notes for the book of The Hobbit. So let me just take the jacket off. It comes with a nice orange inserts. I do like that. That's kind of cool. The pictures are really nice in this book as well. If I take the jacket off, you can see it's just green and gold foil on the outside. And what you're going to see in here is you're going to see the book, and then you're going to see annotations on the side. These are the notes, all right? So the view inside the mountain expressed here is very dark compared with the George MacDonald and his Princess and sequel to The Princess and Goblin. The first chapter, The Mountain, begins with a very long myopic description of the mountain first. But inside, who shall we see lies there? The caverns of awful solitude, the walls thick, miles, sparkling with ores of gold and silver and iron. So again, these are the annotations, all right? This is talking about Gollum, all right? So we have different pictures of Gollum in there, all right, which is kind of neat. All right, so there's not going to be a lot of color pictures, but there is going to be a lot of black and white designs in here, all right? And what that does is it allows you to kind of, in 1976, this is Bilbo Escapes the Smaug's Fire, illustrated circa 1976 French edition. Okay, so that's Bilbo right there. All right, so again, that's cool. That's something you would never have seen unless you bought the French version of the book, right? So that's why this is kind of neat. And again, I think it's also a nice collector's edition. Nothing too fancy about this book, just gives you a little bit more information. And again, if you want to be a subject expert, you're probably going to want some of these books. All right, this is the author's illustrated edition of The Hobbit. You can still get this on Amazon 2023 for about 35 bucks, all right? It is a hardback. It also has runes and blue pages, which is super nice, all right? If I also take off the jacket, I'll put this out for 1 second because it does come with a map, which is kind of nice. Just want to show you how nice this is for 35 bucks. All right, so you do have like this really, really nice leaf. This is the front of the book. Really well done. And it kind of matches with the blue. A lot of people didn't like the blue, but I think it looks good, in my opinion. All right, on the inside of the book, you're going to get Hobbiton, and it does have color edition, right? So that's really nice. And again, the purpose of this was to show the author's illustrations along with the story. All right, so this is actual, again, I got another piece that's falling out there. This is the author's artwork. All right, so that was the purpose of this, was to not only write a good book with The Hobbit, but also add in all his artwork and to kind of show you how kind of well-rounded this guy was, and to illustrate. Let's see if I can get the conversation with Smog, as you can see. All right, that's the same picture that he did on the other book that I just showed you. And again, this is the Great Eagles. All right, it also comes with a nice blue ribbon for a marker. So if you want to mark your pages. And it's just a really nicely done. This is the Misty Mountains. Again, watercolors. All right, so if you're looking for, oh wait, and it also comes with, I believe, 2 maps, 2 fallout maps, I would say. So yes, this is Wilderland. This is Wilderland. It comes with a map, so you don't have to rip it out of the book, which is nice. You could also reference it as you are reading. So that comes in the back of the book. And in the front of the book, you're going to get the map, Thor's map, okay? All right, you're going to get Thor's map, and then you can see that, all right? It also has the moon runes on the back, which is cool, all right? So it has moon runes. Again, a little bit more nostalgia. If you read the book or watched the movie, you know what that's all about. And again, this is a great option. It's a great piece, just for, just for the amount of money that you're paying. It's a great piece. All right, you're not getting all the bells and whistles, but you are getting enough to be satisfied. So thank you very much. And again, this is by, I believe, the same guys. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, HarperCollins. This is by HarperCollins, which I figured. All right, HarperCollins always does great work when it comes to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. All right, the last one is going to be The Hobbit. This is another HarperCollins. This is the deluxe edition. Notice I didn't take it out of the plastic. The definition of the text is fully reset and correct. Excludes a 16-page introduction by Christopher Tolkien. That was his son of The Hobbit. The illustrations, the 3 trolls turned into stone by JRR Tolkien, appears in The Hobbit for the first time. All right, so that's new. Fully illustrated by the author throughout, with 14 illustrations appearing in full color. Also appearing in for the first time is a fold-out version of Thor's map. With the magic runes only visible, the map is held up to the light. So, okay, that's kind of cool. The first time the map of the Wilderland appears in blue and black, as the author originally intended it. The Tolkien's drawing of Mirkwood appears to be a front and paper interior illustration, quarter-bound in green, stamped in red and gold foil on gray boards, and housed in custom-built matching slipcase, printed in heavyweight acid-free paper, including a ribbon and marker. So that's this version right here. And again, I didn't take it out because this is a collector's edition. I don't want to mess it up. And again, that's also what my other slipcase is. Now, they do make another version of this that it has, it's more expensive. You could find, I forget the name of it, but it's a larger version. It looks more like this. This is the Silmarillion, and again, this is illustrated by the author. And again, you could see the differences on the spine of the book. All right, they also came out with the Lord of the Rings version. They came out with the Silmarillion, and of course, they also came out with the Hobbit. All right, this is not that version. This is a different version. But again, 2023, you can get this, or you can get this version, which is a little bit better in my opinion. But again, it's coming from overseas, so it is going to be expensive. All right, guys, let's go back up top. All right, guys, so I hope you appreciated that presentation. I will put links down below to anything that's available on Amazon.com. I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you purchase anything from me, I think I get like 2 cents on the dollar for any of these books. You really help me out. If you also want to help support the channel, you can go to Patreon.com, and it's just $1 a month, and you get to watch videos like this before anybody else. Thank you very much for all the support, guys. I hope you like this video. If you do, like, subscribe, share, add some comments down below. And as always, keep reading.